YouTube, what is up? Coach Wiz, and we back with another reaction video. Today we got Larry Bird versus Chuck Persons of the Indiana Pacers, and this is why you don't trash talk the God. Let's go. Hope everybody is doing well. If you are a senior or you got a loved one that's a senior, you're interested in training, hit the description, hit the link, fill out the form. Coach Wiz got you. Let's go.
Dominated an opponent. Chuck Person was one of the few players that stood toe-to-toe with Larry Bird and actually held his own.
Chuck started my rookie year, and first time I touched the ball, my very first game, he said, "Shoot the ball, rookie. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it." I said, "Okay, I'll shoot it." Wow, like that, and it went in. And I said, "Don't ever tell me to shoot the ball. I shoot it every time." And from then on, it's been a battle in the last 6 years.
Person uses that right arm to get Bird out of the way, and then he drains it, and then he talks to Larry. Trev, Person for three. We're tied up. And he's jawing with Larry Bird again. Person wants the ball against Larry Bird. Count it.
He cooking.
The first Indiana lead. Listen to the crowd. He'll pull out and shoot a three. Watch him. Here it goes. That'll be good.
Chuck Persons could shoot that thing, man.
Wix, one platform, any
He was strong. He had heart too.
Unlimited creation.
Chuck Persons could go.
And when they faced off in the first round of the 1991 playoffs, their underrated rivalry was an intense.
If I'm not mistaken, he pushes McHale, and he's gone. He's gone. Thompson is gone.
Physical. Hard-fought battle of will.
Chuck Persons doing a little talking to Bird now. And he's back to talking, and so's Larry Bird. Person. Talks, he walks.
And with the series tied 2 games apiece, Larry Bird, in the 5th and deciding game, gave us one of the most iconic moments in NBA history.
It is one of the, in the Bird lore, it is one of the top 5 incidents that he did that might have been the last great moment.
Marv, the mood of the Celtics could be
we know what it is.
Confident. In fact, this is the 10th deciding game of a playoff series Larry Bird has been involved in. By the way, the condition of his lower back injury remains the same, expecting to play about 40 minutes through.
Because Larry Bird started the game off hot, you couldn't tell that he was battling a severe back injury and was in a lot of pain.
Larry Bird at this point in his career is now squeezing to the end. It's a ceaseless struggle to get healthy enough to play.
Facts.
Larry Bird did not play the final 7 games of the season as he decided to sit out and see if he could get his back ready for the playoffs.
See, y'all gotta keep things like this in the perspective, like and you know, give context when you be talking about these older players. Because the players today would never. Larry Bird wasn't even supposed to be playing. He probably wasn't even supposed to be playing a few years before because of his back. So I mean, that stuff has to play a part in how great you are. Or maybe it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on, man. Is it me? Is it me?
His back was day to day, and no one knew if he would be able to play in the series.
I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to feel Thursday or Friday. It's just wait and see. It's a game that we're playing right now, and hopefully I'll be prepared to play every game.
I remember walking in the locker room, and I saw Larry before the game, and I said, "How you feeling?" "I'm okay, I guess." Well, he wasn't okay. Guy could barely put his pants on.
He spent the night at the hospital traction, so he had to be in just unbelievable pain.
You could tell even how he moving. And he's still scoring.
As Larry Bird carried the Celtics to a lead in the first half, while already in excruciating back pain. To make matters even worse, with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, Larry Bird took one of the nastiest falls of his career.
I don't know how he's playing and making these shots.
The Celtics lead by 7. 4.5 remaining. And this first half.
Ah.
Oh! To try to save it, he does in fact get it, keeps it in play, but he paid for it. Struggling right now to get up.
It was a thud when you hit that floor. You heard that boom.
Ah, that angle's tough.
Because they thought that, that was it.
What went through my mind, just hope it wasn't anything too serious. Obviously, if was something wrong with me, anytime you see Larry Bird walks off the court, something seriously got to be wrong.
Larry Bird's face hit the floor so hard that he knocked himself unconscious for a few seconds. He left the game with a concussion and had
he was
a
out.
broken bone in his face. And with the Celtics leader out of the game, Chuck Person and the Indiana Pacers smelled blood.
Let's keep it real. How many players are coming back from that in today's game? How many players are coming back from that? How many? Like, what y'all think?
Don't think the fact that Larry Bird is in the locker room right now isn't helping the Indiana Pacers pick up their level of intensity. They smell it right now. They know the leader is not on the floor. Someone needs to step up now for Boston and take over in Larry Bird's absence.
Chuck Persons is cooking.
The first time this afternoon, the Pacers have had a lead.
Well, you're right. Chuck Person was a real force, and there was a lot of back and forth going on.
Person for three. Yes. Straight away.
And Larry bangs his head on the floor.
I know.
Bang, boom. Has to leave the game. It looks like the ship's going to sink, and we're going to go home in the first round.
Person from downtown. What a shot.
Yo, he having the time of his life right now. Talking crazy, pointing at the crowd.
And the cameras are on Larry emerging from the locker room, coming on the corridor. The cavalry is arriving. The crowd sees him. They go berserk.
And here comes Larry Bird.
Uh-oh.
As Michael Williams is covered by Robert Parrish.
I got the sense the Pacers were stunned to see him there, and that they thought, holy what's going to happen now?
Throughout this timeout,
it's easy to talk when you up.
and cheering since Larry Bird made his
Easy
way
to talk when you up.
from underneath the tunnel from the Boston locker room. He went out with 4:23 remaining in the second after taking the fall, and he is back in the ballgame.
Uh-oh.
It's never easy. Canada just does not stop the effort and the.
Reggie Miller shot rebounded by Bird.
I've never met an athlete that would play with pain the way he does, and an athlete that's so highly self-motivated as Larry Bird.
Wow. Take that with you, man. Take that with you, man.
People's pain thresholds are different. Some guys will dislocate a finger and go ahead and play with it. Some guys can dislocate a finger and be out 6 weeks. I think it's just something within your body that some guys have a good pain threshold and some don't. But to me, I was just so glad I got the NBA and made it. I didn't want some little injury messing up my whole season, so I try to play through it.
He said some little injury. Man had a whole concussion, broken bone in his face.
When Larry
That's
returned,
tough.
the Celtics went from losing by 3 points to winning by 13 points in a
Look
matter
at him playing
of minutes.
D.
But they come right back at you. Bird on the reverse, and it counts.
I think it's really a mental thing that, Larry's on the court now. Hey, now we got our leader back. We got a big option here we can go to down the stretch during the.
I mean, that's just a sign of being a good leader, right? Because he didn't come in here and score 50, right? It was just his presence, his will, his effort. You know what I mean? When you see somebody like Larry Bird, one of the most decorated players ever come back in a game like this, giving it all he's got, you got to step your game up. You got to. Sometimes it's not even about what you say, it's what you do. And that's all they needed.
In the game, and it's just a big emotional lift when he's on the court, too.
And we know Larry Bird just ain't got to score to affect the game. You know what I mean? He's going to pass, rebound, defend.
The fans at that point wouldn't let the team lose because of what Larry was doing.
Sanders at 6'6", giving away 3 inches to Bird, who's trying to post him up through the foul.
Who does the bulk of the work on the defensive board.
That pass is crazy.
Just gets it out over the top of Reggie Miller. And he's going to lead this group with a little bit of emotion, and then also by taking it strong to the basket, showing them how it should be done.
Through all of the pain and injuries, Larry Bird came back and led this Celtics team to a victory, proving that there's a big difference between being a good player and being the greatest of all time, because today's players just aren't built like they used to be.
Mike, rarely do you see
Definitely not.
kind of emotion from Larry Bird.
Now, the Larry Bird is answering the challenge put forth to him by Chuck Person and the Indiana Pacers, and he's letting it all hang out today.
I'm talking about today's player. When you look at Larry in that game, and Bob Hill says he's coming back and be ready for him, would today's player come back in a game like that? Now with load management, where agents and managers are saying you got to take care of your body and your product. And it's true. You know, I mean, your body is your livelihood.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I remember Jordan playing with 104-degree temperature.
Yeah.
A courageous, classic performance by the flu-ridden Michael Jordan.
Larry, we just talked about that game, you know. With
Isaiah Thomas against the Lakers in 88, 25-point period.
Right. One of the best performances ever.
Thomas goes up, and Isaiah Thomas having an incredible period.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm being unfair, but that just isn't there anymore.
It's not. You're not being unfair. It's not.
Indiana 96. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Bird again ends up on the floor, and he was pushed by Person.
Person stepping up with the blind screen right in the
right to the back. Person. Yeah, we still here though.
I think 4 or 5 years you'll think back about what he did, or you'll just, you'll go that. I think it's one of those things that as the years go by, it'll become bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yo, Chuck Parsons just was hooping though.
In a terrific series, have defeated the Indiana Pacers. They won it in 5 to advance to the second round.
I already have a lot of respect for Larry Bird, but the way he played today, it's just like the stuff you tell your kids about. And I told him at the end of the game, I've never seen anything like that.
Truly amazing, and it's courageous and all those other things. And he's the leader. He is the leader of the Celtics, and he will be until he retires.
I've known Chuck for a while, and we've always had run-ins, but it always seems like I get the last word.
Why is Amazon paying me $63,000 a month? Well, I didn't make this kind of money. So
Yo, what I love about that is it's all love with him, man. He respects competitors. He respects you competing. You know what I mean? And again, these are his peers and people he's playing against that are saying these things about him too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Larry Bird, man. One of the best to ever do it. Again, it's easy to talk when you up. You got to talk the whole game. Not saying he wasn't, but just saying. You got to talk the whole game. But shout out to Larry Bird, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Let me know what y'all want to see next. If you got any video requests, hit that community tab and drop them in there. Y'all want more game highlights? Y'all want more stories, man? Let your boy know. I am Coach Wiz. Hey, I really appreciate y'all watching, man. The channel is doing very, very well. So salute to y'all, man. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you and peace.